Let's see if this works. Right. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Nice. Cool. And I'm online. And no one's in here. All right. Cool. Very cool. Let's see if anyone will join. If not, I'm just going to talk to myself and then post this to YouTube. And, all right. Well, anyway, today we are going to talk about the production behind Shatter. We're going to talk about how I came up with part of the instrumental and the vocal production behind the vocals in the track. They are actually vocals that I sang in myself, and that's the big part of it that I think made it my own and made it something that I thought really reflected, my own artistic direction or whatever. But y'all are gonna be surprised with how it sounded beforehand. It was pretty bad. But I think that just shows you don't really need to be a really good singer. Hey, what's up? Otherwise fine. How you guys doing? Are you guys in the States? I think you guys are in Europe. I don't know why I think that, but I feel like you guys are. But let me just play. You're in France. Yeah, that's right. France. Right, Toronto. Dude, the last place I visited before quarantine was Toronto. And it was to film the Midnight Sun video. But I miss France. It's a nice place. Just Paris. I don't know about the rest of France. I don't know. But anyway, so this is like the first demo version of Shatter. And yeah, straight heat wave. Hey, I live in Atlanta, so the heat wave lasts all summer. So that's just the way it is. I'm burning up in my room right now, actually. So he says fair. So this is the vocal here. So this is what Lane 8 and I were passing around. It was originally 131 BPM, but he took it down to 125, I think, to stretch out the song a little bit. And I think he just writes things around that BPM for I just think that's his comfortable zone or whatever. But this is the vocal. Obviously a lot of reverb, but without any plugins. It sounds like this. And just bear in mind, it's me singing and it's not good. Shout out on my home. All right. So that's that. And so what do you do? Like, what do you do with that? How do you go about making that sound better? And first, obviously you put a little tune on that. This is, I guess it's in C# or D flat, whatever. So it's not good, right? Shout out on my home. Still sounds pretty bad, right? And from there, I think I had Alter Boy on there just to give it some, I like the distortion, the drive on little Alter Boy. And the formant tool on it is pretty good too. I usually just duck my vocal down like 0.1 just to give it, for whatever reason, a little bit more character. And you'll see this still doesn't do much. Shout out, it's still bad. But this is where things get interesting. Yeah, no, it really is. This, and so I do all of this before I actually put the vocal down, right? So I make this chain, and then I sing into it. But then I edit it back after I sing into it, right? But this is probably my favorite plugin. It's by Waves. It's called, what is it called? What is that? Vintage, I think. Anyway, but it makes it just so much. It has so many things inside of it. It looks kind of crazy. It looks like some like steampunk thing. But it has a compressor. It has like an EQ. It has this tube saturation filter on it. It has a de-esser, which is really important because it makes everything sound so gritty. Shout out my home. Right? It sounds just really, really gritty. There's a lot of presets in here that are just incredible. Whoops. And that right there already sounds a little crazy, but on purpose, because that distortion is going to live on in Valhalla Reverb. Which obviously is just like a wall of sound. But what I like to do is have reverb then delay. So what you'll get is like a delayed reverb loopback thing, which is this right here. So this is like a Logic stock delay. You could use this, or you could use what I normally use now is H delay, which is really cool because it has this ping pong thing, but then you can do lo-fi, which takes the signal and then just kind of distorts it and muffles it after every subsequent delay. So it's not so just straightforward. But I use this one instead, the this delay. So I like, oops, didn't turn that on. I like the 1/16 delay. That's just for me. It just creates a lot of interesting characteristics with the reverb, because I feel like reverb already has like maybe like a 1/4 delay type setting on it. So you kind of get that like oh at the very end. That's for like 1/16 delay type things. I just really like that tail end. It doesn't really stand out too much during the actual vocal, but at the end sounds a lot more interesting. So then this is, a lot of people would do this first, but then that's when I squash everything with a compressor. So I use the CLA2A Waves compressor, which is just a LA2A clone, which is just a great analog compressor out there. Cheers. I have the, because I just got, well, I don't know. I think I didn't have an Apollo when I wrote this song, but now I have an Apollo Twin. So I use the, I think it's what is it? Something. They have an LA2A clone as well, which I think sounds just a little bit better. Yeah, Teletronics LA2A. I use that now instead of the CLA2A. I just think it sounds a little bit smoother. But so when you squash in a compressor a bunch of reverb and delay, it just makes the tail end even that more prominent. And I definitely squash the shit out of it. So you can hear it there, right? So before, doesn't really last that long, right? But now, That's what happens when you stream at the same time. And that, obviously, this uses a shit ton of CPU. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I wanted, was that that tail just lasts a little bit longer. And then from there, you know, I use this as well. It's really good vocal EQ, I think, from Waves. So with this, you just boost, you know, with any vocal really, you boost the high end, and then you cut the low end. That's just the way it is. I don't know. That's the way people like it. And then just for character, I have this Kramer tape machine thing. And that's, again, it's what I used last year. And now if you guys want an updated list of what I would use now for tape using UAD, I use the UAD. Come on, buddy. Where are you at? I use the UAD Ampex ATR 102. That thing, especially on a master, oh my god, it sounds so good. It like brings the entire mix to life. And you can get a little bit too carried away with this. I'd suggest using this if you have an Apollo. I suggest using this after, you know, here, let me show you my master chain with this. I'm getting a little carried away, but this is really cool. Come on, buddies. My computer's having a little bit of a difficult time with all these plugins. But like, I would have like an SSL. There we go. I'm gonna just kill this because it's not happy. Yeah, I would have like an SSL compressor on my master, and then maybe the, what is it? The Manly, I think Manly Massive Passive or something from UAD, and then after that, after everything's nicely compressed, put the UAD Ampex on there, and just a little bit, and it just gives it a whole breath of life to your master and your mix. So the thing with this signal is, come on, I can do this. After everything is squashed from the compressor and you have a little bit of character, because it's so squashed, like the reverb and the delay in that compressor, it sounds a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit too one-dimensional. Uh-oh, my cat's doing something wrong. So I would put another just EQ on there just to tame it a little bit, and then another just small dose of reverb so that it's just not like one big wall of sound. I think eventually this will let me kill. I might just have to delete this. But yeah, so that's the main thing with that. And then outside of vocal production and stuff like that, I think the biggest part of, there it is. My God, this is so sad. Is just how you use effects for transitions, and oh my God, come on, for transitions, and then and for your drums. So I'm going to show you guys that in a minute when this lets me. I'm just going to kill this. Not Spotify. All right. Okay. Nope. Yeah, I'm just going to kill it and reopen it. Or wait, I'm just going to let it sit. Maybe you'll let me. But anyway, and then I guess a few other plugins I like from. Okay. Oh my god. I'm just closing all my programs. Let's see if that will help. No? Okay. This is what happens when you try to also treat your vocal inside of a already crazy composition. So I would also have my vocal chain and all that stuff. Delete. Let's see if that worked. I would have that separate. So I would bounce the instrumental and then do all of my treatments in a separate file, because these chains right here with especially the UAD Ampex, I would say a few of those compressors and the tape, it's just way too much for the CPU to handle, depending on your computer, outside of just the regular production that you have inside the track. Do you usually master your own tracks? I have been mastering. Delete. Get out of here. I've been mastering my own tracks for for a majority of my musical career. I've been getting some mixing help for the album, just because it's good to have a cohesive mix throughout the entire piece of work, and especially to get a fresh set of ears on it. But I really do like getting the final mix and then just mastering it myself, kind of like putting my seal of approval on it. And then what's also helped a lot was like watching my mixer and seeing what UAD plugins he was using, and asking questions, and get out of here. I think that worked. Just asking questions and seeing from him as a professional, and how he goes about making these decisions with these different plugins, and why, and over time, and how all those small decisions add up to what his final goal is. It really helps, I guess, for me in my own production when I'm thinking about writing music, and what decisions I'll be making in the future, and how that adds up to the final, mastering process. Are you endorsed by UAD? I wish, dude. No. I wish. Their shit's so expensive. I feel like, I probably don't do enough work right now for them to consider me as an endorsee. But get out of here. Come on, I already said yeah. But maybe one day it'd be really cool. I know my mixer he has like an iLock of just all of their plugins, and he carries around one of those. I forget what it's called, but it's like just a rack, an Apollo, whatever. I don't know if it's an Apollo either, but it allows several plugins. Because I think if you look at my meter right now, it shows you your usage of like the CPU and inside of, I don't know what it is. It's not a CPU, but whatever allows you to run as many plugins as possible without going overboard. I'm already using 60% with just my Ampex in here, and I think one other compressor. It's just, I think I got it. Come on. I'm just gonna close this and reopen it. Although Professor is endorsed by UAD. You can try out all the plugins. Wish I could afford a twin and some plugins from them. Yeah, it took me until the end of my album to justify getting getting an Apollo Twin. Yeah, and I've been slowly since then just getting a few plugins, you know, maybe once every couple months. And I like, though, how they allow you like the 2-week trial period for every plugin that they have, because it would just be so daunting to figure out what actually works. What core do you have on that computer? I have, oh my gosh, what is this? I have an it's supposed to be an i7, but you know, with streaming, yeah, it's a 3.1 gigahertz quad core Intel i7. It's just with streaming is not having fun. All right, hold on. Let's see. Did it? Okay. There we go. It's gone. All right, whatever. So that was the vocal, right? So I actually bounced a bunch of the tracks in place already. Fun fact: there's a refer a friend program. Oh, I didn't know that. Dang, we should just like start a Discord of like refer friends for UAD plugins, because that would save me a ton of money. Hey, I'm a fan of your, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, but someone needs to buy an interface and sell their soul in the interim. Yeah, basically, right? I was already trying to limit the CPU usage on this thing. So like another thing I like to do is with that, what was that? That 16th repeater thing I showed you with my vocal. I do that with a bunch of, this is a Chrome Sparks effects noise, by the way, from Splice, which I edited heavily to sound like that. So it's like a rise and run situation where this one rises and this one runs, and then it just repeats that over time. So that's like adding tension in the background that you probably don't even really realize is there. And just helps like with transitions and stuff like that without making things sound so like monotonous or whatever. Did we already go through the vocal? I had to delete the vocal because, yeah, because it wasn't happy. Let's see if I have another track in here somewhere. What if I undo? Okay, where are you? Okay, it's here. Okay, we got it. It's not dead. All right, so yeah. That was the last bit though. It was just the I added another thing of Valhalla at the end just to give it a little bit more life. Yeah, it was just a little bit too dry. And so like when you turn up, if you're pre-compressor, the CLA2A, and you turn up this, which is the reverb before the compressor, then it just gets too, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't really get wider, it just gets more intense. It doesn't really get softer. It just means that the reverb blast will just last longer, because the compressor is going to compress all that noise, and then it will just take a longer time for it to let up with more intense reverb. So instead of doing that, you just put a small amount of reverb after the compressor so that it's just like a softer noise. And then this is me yelling. Which sounds like which really sounded best here, I think. Oh, at least it's not giving me a spinning wheel. And so that just really was there to break up the chords. And you can just imagine how bad that sounds. I'll just give you like 2 seconds. It's so bad. Yeah. So yeah, that's what that was. And that's how I came with that vocal. And that's basically these two things. Just saying shatter and that ah were like the hook for this part of the song. Because the ahs break up the ahs break up the I guess the wall of sound. All good. Will this stream be saved as a video on your Twitch? Yeah. Well, I think we'll save it on Twitch and YouTube. I guess whichever one. Favorite songs with Lowe's. How did that collab come about? So the song with Lowe's, I wrote that instrumental by itself, I guess. I think I had like a little vocal in there, but it was just kind of a placeholder. I don't really know how or why I came up with that song, the instrumental. I think there was a little vocal that was like, it's all the same, that I was really drawn to, and I think that was just it was a kind of fun thing to write around. And then it's just, it sounds pretty dumb, but like after that, I was just really looking for a vocalist that had like an alternative kind of edgy quality to it. So yeah, I mean, my A&R just helped me, and he happened to know someone because he's from the UK, and the person that was helping me with this song was from the UK. And Lowe's is from the UK, and they just were buddies, I think, from back when he lived there before he moved to LA. And so yeah, he just got me in touch with the singer from Lowe's, and yeah, we just went back and forth for almost like 6 months of just trying to figure out like the best way for that vocal to sit on top of that track, because it was so busy. And she also sang like so many different parts on it. So that just, that was a complicated one to put together, but it ended up, I think, turning out great. Burning question, what does OTR stand for? So there's a neighborhood in Cincinnati called Over the Rhine, and it's where I moved to like right after I got back home from my like year-long stint in Japan. And that's, so when I moved back, I was like getting some like reverse cultural what is that, like reverse culture shock. And so I was like relearning how to be a dude in America again. So so that part of my life, I think that's when I started the project, was when I lived there. So OTR's Over the Rhine. That's what it means. So definitely though, for my master, I use this Ssl Compressor, which I think I have a better understanding than there's a UAD one as well, but I think I just get this one better. I don't know why. I've been using it for like 3 or 4 years, and I actually have this on my my master, or my master when I'm writing, because it just makes things sound more control. But I just have it on just a little bit, not too much. That actually might be a little bit too much, but it just sits in the mix nicely. And I had another thing from Ozone in here just for like small EQ things, but I mean, that was basically it. 3 favorite tracks of all time, in your opinion? Oh, it's so tough. Man, you just put me on the spot. You know, You know what? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I can. There's like, this is tough. I like have this burning passion for like classical type contemporary music, and I think that's what got me into electronic music. So one of them has to be like something in that that realm. I think that one would be Redford from Sifjan. I can't even say his name. Stevens. And yeah, just the great piano piece. That was actually in like a Red Bull commercial. That was amazing. I think Wait by M83 is an amazing song. One of his definitely is in my top 3. I don't know which one. And then after that, probably an Odessa song, but I don't know which one either. My favorite collab so far probably was this one with Lene or Ssl. I think in terms of like how the song came together and how much fun it was, the Ssl collab was the most fun because we actually got to meet in person. It was probably the first collab I had that was, I guess, that was with like a larger artist, and I learned a lot from him. Yeah, I learned so much from him actually from that collab. And from there too, it's with Heart, I learned a lot on with how to treat vocals because he was just so busy that he really didn't have time to help me figure out how to treat them. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go in and do this and see if it's something that you like. And so that's how I came to acquire like that skill set, and that carried on over just knowing how to treat vocals, how to write around vocals like that helped me come up with like the rest of my album. So yeah, that was huge. OTR is supposed to see you at Spin in San Diego. Yeah, COVID really screwed everything up. Can you ever do a live set on Twitch or YouTube? Yeah, I could probably do another live set on YouTube or Twitch or something. It takes a lot of, for me, like a lot of effort to put that together. I've been focusing on trying to write new music. Yeah, I can probably put another one together before the summer ends, probably. Especially now that I have everything set up. I have this camera, which is great, and helps me record here. I'd probably want to do it though. Maybe like at an Airbnb or something, because I've just been wanting to get out, like go to the mountains or something, because I live in Atlanta, and just north of us is the Appalachian Mountains, and it's just beautiful out there, but it's just so damn crowded right now. It's impossible to get a reservation at an Airbnb. Like, it's just impossible. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. Did you get to meet? Did I get to meet Dan for Shatter? No, I didn't. I was supposed to fly out to Colorado to meet him, but then COVID hit, and it was just not in the cards. But maybe one day after all this is over, we can get together and just talk about the song in person. He seems like a great guy too. It probably would have been one of those opportunities to learn more, and that's where I'm kicking myself, is because I just think he has a lot to that I could, I guess, learn from him. Let's see what else is going on here. Huge fan of your music. Got through some really hard times. I'm grateful that I've helped out. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being so nice. I just started producing 3 months ago, and I have a big influence. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think though with with the energy in music and like getting a feel for how you put music down on paper or whatever in your DAW, that I think that's what took me the longest to really figure out. Of like, you know, you like learn all these things and how to all these technical things, and then after a while you just have to get out of your own head and just kind of feel what's inside, you know, just see like what's going on, put it down. And that's hard to do when you're just thinking like, oh, is this compressor right? Is this EQ like at 100 hertz? Am I cutting the low end the correct way? I think that's just tough. Yeah, and just like getting out of your head. The raw emotions, yeah. Especially now. I was having some trouble writing during this quarantine because it's like every time I wanted to put that raw emotion into a song, it's like my body was like, no, you idiot. This is too much. The inspiration for Heart. What was the inspiration for Heart? So I remember when I was talking to Ssl in the studio about what I wanted to write about, it was about like it's like being in a fight with a significant other, but you're both like wanting it to work out so badly. So, but there's still like so much tension, but there's still like a lot of love there. I think that was the inspiration behind it, you know? And like, even though you want what's best, it's like you just have to go out, like leave for 2 seconds because you're heated, but you can't say anything mean. So you just go on a drive or something. I think that was a big, like, you know, that feeling you're just like, oh, fuck you. But no, I can't say that. So I'm going to leave. But out of love. There's just like so much raw emotion there, right? I think that helped. Do you like Skyline or are you fake Cincy? Oh, you get out of here, dude. I love Skyline. I miss Skyline. I'm in Atlanta now, so there's like no Skylines. But man, I went on a date to Skyline. That was, and you know, and I enjoyed it. You know, they have like the Cincy Skyline chili cans here in Kroger, which I still shop at Kroger, so definitely not fake Cincy. Hey, what's up, Chili Holiday? Hope you're well in Russia. Clifton Skyline is the best. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I hope it's still good. What about Broken? Broken was actually like not a heavy session at all. I was writing with this writer named Jax, Jax, in LA, and we were just kind of like having fun with it. I think she was just in that headspace, so she came up with the lyrics on the spot, and she was like not sure about whether or not it sounded good. And then I was like, no, this is amazing. I can do so much with this from an instrumental like standpoint. And so yeah, I just took that and started working on an instrumental behind it. And then Ara came into the picture because she just loved the message behind the song. And then she made like a few like tweaks to it to make it, you know, her own. And then I flew back to LA after I had the instrumental down and ready. And then she just went to town and on the vocal herself, just made it like completely her own. She does like so many interesting inflections in her voice, and I was like, damn, wasn't ready for that. That's awesome. So that was awesome, and that kind of came out from 2 really good sessions like that. It's like the stars align, and you can't plan for that, and that's like why COVID sucks, because you can't really like have those really just random moments in studio. I'm on my 3rd week of producing music, and your Digital Mirage set inspired me. What's a piece of advice you would give your younger self when you were first started producing? I would say to not get bogged down in trying to find like all these plugins, all these presets, all these sounds, like don't get swamped in trying to find like all these different samples on Splice or whatever. Just try to learn how the DAW works first that you're using. So just kind of take it into like hierarchical steps, because when I first started producing, I was like, I just want to sound like this dude. And I didn't really learn anything until I left for Japan and had nothing else to do but study like the actual part of producing. So I would learn how your DAW works. I would learn, I guess, go on YouTube and, learn about EQ, compression. If you already have some musical training, Kovacs, what's up? Then that will help. If you don't, then that's another thing you should learn is, some basic, music theory. But like I said, take one thing at a time and don't get bogged down with just like trying to find or use or, just get all of the tools. Because if you have too many tools, and this is where I went wrong, you get bogged down and overwhelmed. So the best thing is to not get overwhelmed at the very beginning. And is to just like kind of get good at one thing over time. If that makes sense. Let's see. Like, I would say to start off, like Serum has some great, easy things to learn. If you use Logic or Ableton, figure out what stock plugins are great inside those DAWs. Instead of like searching for third-party things that you might not need right away. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's see. Any plan to come to Montreal for or after COVID? Yeah, I was supposed to tour there. I was really, really excited to come out because I've only been to like 2 places in Canada, and one was Toronto, and the other was Logic Gang. This like, what's it? I forget the city, but it was like in the middle of nowhere. And to get there, we crossed the northern tip of Michigan over Mackinac Island. Yeah, but Montreal would have been sick. Is that a Prophet behind you? It is. I just got it, like last week. I'm so excited about it too. It sounds so good. I might open a project and mess around with it at the end. Yeah, no, it's so good. I'm so happy with it. I don't know if I should have bought it, but it's one of those things. I was like, I'm so bored. So whatever. Album 2. Upgrade from the Diva. Yeah. And that's the thing really is like, so there's some cool things you can do. This is done. I'm going to close this. Do from template, close, save. Let's see if this opens. Okay, so yeah, I already have a template for the Prophet. So I initially, and this is like not getting bogged down by like what I was saying earlier, to not get bogged down by different see if this works. Oh, it's doing, I have to like do this thing. Okay, I think that's working. I don't know, it's not playing audio. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. Either way. But there's this cool thing you can do. So this is me using a MIDI keyboard. If you see that little blip right there, it's sitting a MIDI signal from this keyboard I have that you can't see in front of me to the Prophet. And then you can write, using that, you can write different notes that will play here. so that you don't have to play everything in. You can like, so what I would normally do now is, and this is also why it's like getting an understanding of how your desktop works. Where'd you get that desktop wallpaper? I think Reddit. Honestly, I just searched like astronaut. But so you can, normally I would just like fuck with patches on here, right? And then when I get a patch I like, I'll play something that I like. And if it's not perfect, then you can just type a MIDI here and it'll play that through here. And then when you want to record, you just press record and then it's recording. And then when you're done, you just stop. And then you can kill this and you can drag that up there and then you can delete that. And then you can find a different patch. It's so fucking dope. Yeah. I mean, that's just, that's what I love. But what I just found out recently is if you all ever get an analog, there's this other thing called, where are you at? I think it's a MIDI controller. Maybe. Hold on. I'll just do this. So you can open this, an external MIDI, and you say where it's coming from. So Rev2. And then you can use this external instrument plugin, which is great because, let's see. Oh, there it is. I don't know, that's not coming out in stereo. I don't know, either way. So I'm playing that patch here. From my keyboard. Which is just really easy to control, right? So instead of having this whole convoluted thing, you can just do that with using this external thing here, which is cool. But the benefit of using that over this MIDI signal to here, oh, that's why it wasn't working, is you can add like MIDI effects, like an arpeggiator, which you can't do here. So that's just, you know, over time, just trial and error that I found. So yeah, still learning, but this Prophet is sick. So, but I still like, I still use Diva. I like save every single patch I've created myself, or tweaked in this like Logic. Oh, not that. This settings thing. You can just go to like all these different channel plugins, and it saves like the effect and everything else. So like with like my broken instruments, I have that saved as a patch. So it's like just really, really nicely laid out. That's why I like Logic. But I think Ableton does the same thing too, where you can save like whole racks, which I've liked too. But yeah, you know, I think Ableton's made that more like obvious and apparent, where Logic, yeah, it's pretty hidden, like in this like little tab, which is pretty annoying. And then obviously outside of like Diva and all that stuff, I still use a shit ton of Contact instruments. I'd say also, if you have Contact, don't get rid of Contact 5 because there are a ton of like third-party plugins inside of Contact that won't work in 6 right now. So I have both. Contact is the truth. Yeah. If you haven't, I like this Aura's thing, and I caught my eye because I just had a song with Aura, but it has some like really weird pads. It's really quiet, but let's see. But yeah, it's I'm just gonna put on. Oh, what am I doing? There it is. Okay. Yeah, they're just kind of interesting little shit like that. But I still think like Analog Brass and Winds is like the big one. I'm not going to open it up because it takes forever to open. I have no idea why. But, and this is another thing I don't get is if you try to open it here, like just by clicking on it, it takes forever. But if you go to a preset that's saved in here, like, where is, let's see, I have this lead in here. Long hold, vocal thing. I don't know where it is. This is not, I don't know, I'll just hold it. But this is a Contact thing. It shouldn't take that long to load. Maybe it will because this is an older version of Contact. I actually think I might have broken it. Oh well. But yeah, it takes like no time. Categorize your stream. Oh, is music? I don't know how to do that, man. Corey, you're gonna have to be my dude, my stream daddy, because your name is Daddy. Yeah, I probably just broke it. This is what happens when you don't update your shit with the updates alongside. So like half of my presets are from when I saved them in before the big Logic push that they had like 3 or 4 months ago. Which I still haven't quite figured out. Mod me. Dude, I'll mod you. You can be my mod. There it is. But yeah, and then obviously, what is my favorite? Yeah, it's like some of these things aren't activated. For the broken strip version, I use these strings. I'm just kind of going through random shit right now. These Spitfire chamber strings, long, whatever. This sounds so good. Really good. But then you'd also like, you'd have to so I think that is literally the song. And then you EQ it a little bit because it's a little muddy. Give a little presence at the top. How do you do synth layering without sounding muddy and clashing? So that's the big part is I'll just show you with like strings or whatever, but the biggest thing is you just want to cut and EQ things and trying to limit the amount of reverb on different elements so that things just don't get too crazy. But you can see with even just these strings, if I hold that out, there's just a bunch of shit down here that you don't need. And you probably won't even need the bass tone if you're already using like a bass. If you're already using a bass in another area. So this, I'll probably cut to there. And then if I'm using a synth, I'll cut the low end to around 200 or something like that. So that there's no clashing. And then after that, you know, compression, probably no, I mean, obviously no reverb on anything below like 500 hertz, maybe like 300. Yeah, I think that's the big ticket right there. Let's see if I can pull up, like for broken, I use Diva. Whoop. So I actually like to, this is going to pull up. I use offset a lot from, I don't know why this does this every single time. From Ozone to make things wide. If you're listening on headphones, you'll be able to hear this. You can see that. So like stereo imaging is a big part of making things not as muddy because things won't be quite on top of each other. So if you use offset, it's like basically taking part of that signal, panning it left and right, so doubling it, and then moving one just a little bit over to the right, so offsetting it. But this program just does it inside this program. It just does inside Ozone with this little neat offset tool. So it just gives, I forget what effect it's called. Is it called the Haas effect? No, maybe it is. I don't know. But it just gives it a weird effect where your brain thinks it's super wide because there is an offset to the signal. So that would be, I would do that for chords, right? And I would do that to where I EQ it before sending it into the offset because you don't want your bass tones being sent super wide, right? And then you offset it. And then you EQ it again because the offset changes the characteristics of the sound. So you just want to make room for that. Yeah, Ozone 5, I feel like, was the last time they really, really, really innovated. They actually got rid of this offset tool. I think there is no offset tool in Ozone. Here, if I go to like isotope. In Ozone 8, I don't think there is an offset. So Ozone 5 for me is like, it's all I need. Yeah, so this offset button was like right here. And yeah, they just don't have it. I don't know if I'm blind, if someone can tell me if it's hidden somewhere. Can't get it to install my new Mac. Yeah, so I had this Ozone 5 installed forever, right? So I'm scared to uninstall it with this new update. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work. I'll never get rid of it though. Yeah, I love it. Let's see here. What is the rest? So I guess I don't really have any reverb on like my mid chords, just a little bit. I probably just have that much. But then to add more layers without clashing, I would have something that's super, super more of that. That has a ton of reverb. So that it doesn't sit on top. So you can think reverb is like something that pushes your synth away from your ears, or something that isn't right up in your face. So the more reverb you have, the less distinct it is in your mix and all that stuff. So if you have something that is like your reverb element in your set of layered elements, then you really only need like one or two to like kind of bring that home if you're writing this kind of music. So you don't need like every single thing to have reverb. So with this, this is like that element. And it's just the highs, right? I think I only played 2 notes at a time. So yeah, that just stuck out. And then from there, you have those 2 layers, and then you just need a lead. And there's this lead I love from Repro. And it's this, and I changed it a little bit to have a little more grit. And then it's actually, if you watch my Digital Mirage set, it's what I used as the chords in one of the IDs. I think it's this. Yeah. It's that, which is but obviously tweaked, so that sounds crazy. But you have to be careful, right? So when things are this crazy, it can get out of control pretty quickly. I think the best way to control it is just by hitting your keys or whatever you're using to control MIDI really softly. There it is. So yeah, it's just when the distortion kind of glues together. Yeah, that's I love when that shit happens. Yeah, so that's the synth I used in one of those IDs. So yeah, that was I think that's a big part of just layering different elements that way. Same thing with Moon. I use like a similar horn from Repro again. And this is why I got a Prophet. It's because I was making these sounds anyway. If you get Repro 5 or whatever, the best I think effect on there is this was it Learbird? I don't know how to say this. This unsync long is so cool. So if I just turn this off, you'll see that it's not as cool. Pretty one-dimensional, kind of cool, but turn it on, just becomes like this huge, wide synth, right? That's good for layering. It's good for a lot of things. And then I put Portal on here because I think I just got Portal, and I was like, I'm going to put Portal on everything because I love it. But I use this specific thing from Portal for now, like this like degradation, like before a drop or something like that. you can like just slowly do that and then cut it and then, you know, back to your drop thing or whatever, right? So it's a good tool for that. Movement's great too. Yeah, I use movement for a lot of things. I use movement for a lot of different like percussion type elements, I think. Like shakers or whatever, because it makes it things, you know, like less one-dimensional. Hey, what's up, Cam? How you doing? Are you keeping Dan in check? I hope. Have you heard of Touche? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I use it for bass lines. Oh, that's cool. I haven't thought of that. But that's probably why they created, what was it? That's why Contact probably created that like bass engine, because people were probably using it for that reason. I can never keep that man in check. That's fair. No one can. No one can. Let's see. What else do I have to show you guys today? I think that is honestly it, unfortunately, for right now. I want to keep messing with my Prophet. If you guys have any more questions, let me know right now. But this was good. You should look into getting... I'll look into it. Yeah, I have not thought... I'm going to check it out right now, actually. Let's see what this is. What should I search? Like, if I were to search for it. Fave Reverb. It's between Valhalla and the IR1 from Waves. The IR1 is less crazy. I think it's just more straightforward. What I like about this is it has a really intuitive EQ thing. To EQ the actual reverb. I use it for vocals. And you can like, especially for, this is really, really cool, is like you can cut. It takes a lot of CPU though. Expressive. Oh, I'm gonna look at it right now. Oh, this looks cool. It's this, people are wondering. Upgrade your hardware and software synths. I might. You guys I keep buying things though. I need to stop. It's just, it looks really cool though. That's awesome. Yeah, this is what I have, I think. No, I have the Rev 2, but this is essentially something I similarly have. Unlocks incredible new sound design possibilities. That is really cool. Is there a playing experience? Unique playing experience. Oh, it's like a pedal. That is sick. It's like I tried getting the Rolly and like the Rolly Seaboard Rise, and yeah, so I tried getting it and I had one, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's super buggy. Like the actual keyboard, it had so many ghost notes, so like if I would play something, it would continuously play like C5, and I was like so annoyed because it sounds so good, messing with it, but then you just have this like constant note in the background, so I had to return it. But yeah, you know, this is now on a yeah, I'm gonna have to get this thing now. Damn it, I need to stop buying things. Can you show us how you did leads on Drive? Yeah, I was trying to find the lead from Drive actually when I was looking at my list of Drive presets, but I don't know where it is. I think it's in here. I have like found these like Odessa type bells. Bells from Drive? No, it's a lead. Lead. No. Oh. Horn lead. I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, the Dave Smith Prophet Rev 2. It's sick. Yeah, it's so good. Have I heard of Altverb? Or Altiverb? I haven't. Let's see what that is. Altiverb. A revolutionary convolution reverb plugin. Oh, I have heard of this. Who uses this? Oh my god. I think Arnold uses this. Arnold Oliver Arnold. Yeah, he uses this for everything, apparently.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Arjen, and this movie is all about Altiverb version 7. Original professional convolution reverb plugin. It creates reverb by using actual samples of real spaces from all around the world. And as you see, close Altiverb. And since the year 2000, we've been making impulse responses in rooms around the world.
That's amazing. How much is it? Oh shit. So that's like right there. These two things, it's like $1,000. This plugin thing, and this reverb. That's $1,000 from your recommendations on the stream. My fiance will kill me. So let's try to limit that. Oh, my neck. Oh my god. Maybe in the future. My management team's gonna have to get me a sync deal or something. What is for now, Altiverb's gonna have to wait. But yes, it sounds great. So speaking of Oliver Arnold's, if you know who that is and like his music, if you didn't know, and I have to tell everybody, but he has a really cool where is it from Spitfire. He has this really cool string. Let's see, where is it? Oh, that's not the one I wanted. It's this grid. So this is really good for like tension type shit. So this is a grid of different note articulations. And this sounds really soft. Let me turn it up. But what's cool is you can click on this little thing right here, and you can click like randomize episodic, so it makes things sound different. Like that's just so dope. It's just so like randomized. I don't know. Yeah, that's what the point of it is. But yeah, so he uses that. They probably used to sample these instruments. They probably used like Altiverb to do that, because or maybe just played it in an actual room. That's sick. But yeah, I think though that is it for today. I'm going to make dinner, and I'm probably going to stream again this week. I'm gonna probably just maybe, instead of like answering questions or showing things, I might just try to write something on stream. So I'll probably be more dialed in. But thank you guys for coming out, and if you liked it, let me know. Let me know what you liked it, what you didn't like, what you want to see in the future. I like doing this now. I have my studio space exactly how I want it. So yeah, it's fun just chilling here. But yeah, anyway, guys, I will see you. Yeah, just let me know, like, on Instagram or whatever, or Twitter, if you have any recommendations. Also might start a Discord to talk about more, like have more like in-depth ideas and stuff like that. All right. Yeah, stay well. See you guys.